Welcome to Forbidden Planet TV. Um, I'm Andrew Sumner. I have a special guest, and that special guest is none other than returning guest, Chip Zdarsky. How are you, mate?
Woo!
You
I've returned.
have returned
Uh, I'm,
once
I'm,
more.
yeah, I'm doing good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, man. Now, last time you were here, you're talking about Justice League Last Ride, which is your
Mhm.
great. I don't know by the time this goes up whether we will have even heard that edition yet, but that's what we were talking about when we last spoke.
All
But
right.
we're here to talk about something very special, which is the collected edition of your, I think it was ComiXology series originally, right, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
the All-Nighter. Yeah, which is a brilliant premise. So, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah. It's about a group of vampires kind of lying low and trying not to succumb to their natural desires, and they live among the humans by owning and operating an all-night diner called the Allnighter. And they're living a pretty mundane life, and one of the younger vampires, a guy named Alex, who's kind of obsessed with superheroes and pop culture, as most of us are, um, kind of gets wrapped up in that aspect, and becomes a superhero himself, which sets a chain reaction for everyone involved.
Brilliant, mate. What? How on earth did that? How did that come to you?
Well, I mean, I'm working with Jason Loo, and
Yeah,
we just finished Afterlift, which was
yeah,
also at ComiXology. We wanted to do another project together, and so we just kind of brainstormed kind of back and forth. And Jason wanted to do something smaller, um, in like a family-run kind of restaurant diner. Like he wanted that kind of setting, and then I can't forget if it was him or myself that came up with the vampire angle. But then when I added the superhero angle, he's like, "Oh, superheroes! Like what? Like because he's known for doing a kind of a real life kind of superhero book
yeah,
called The Pitiful Human Lizard."
yeah.
So he was like, "I don't know if it's gonna work." I'm like, "No, no, I've got the way to make it work." And yeah, he got on board after he realized what I'd kind of set up, and yeah, the ComiXology has been great. Like we've done well for them, they've done well for us. Like we got the Eisner for digital comic for Allnighter, or for Afterlift. So this was a relatively easy sell for them, because I'm like, hey, look at us, we got our Eisner, and like
Well, as it says on my notes, the Eisner-winning team behind Afterlift, Chip Zdarsky and
yeah,
Jason Loo. There we go. I
I
mean,
know, real fancy.
all joking aside, that's got to feel pretty good, right, mate?
Yeah, I mean, that was like, that felt really good to have Jason be recognized, because he was kind of like, but before we did that book, he was kind of soured a bit on comics industry. He had a few kind of bad dealings with publishers, and things had gone a little sideways. And I knew him from around Toronto, so being able to kind of reinvigorate his love of comics, and now he's doing like all this Marvel stuff and Star Wars stuff. Like he's like a juggernaut on his own. So he's going to leave me behind very soon.
And what can you give me a bit more of a flavour of the now that it's the collected edition and it's all out there of what people can expect from the book?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's one of those things where we started off with a small idea of the diner, and it just kind of grew and grew. So it's the kind of story where our principal cast lead very kind of small lives, manageable lives, but the repercussions of what Alex does as a superhero um, really kind of sets the paranormal world on fire, and creates just a ton of problems for both the characters and for the world at large. I don't want to give too much away, but it's like, yeah, it quickly becomes about stories and about the big ideas behind stories. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of it, and the Dark Horse collection looks great. Like they sent me a copy, and like real nice spot gloss in the cover, nice matte finish. It's a good looking product.
Well, all those things are tremendously important, right? Because I think
Hmm.
whether people know it or not, if you're a long term comics fan, one of the things you're really attracted to about the form is the tactility of it. And that's what
Hmm.
books out in digital format are great, and I love to read stuff on my Kindle when I'm on a plane or whatever. But just physically having the copy in your hand, there's something about comic books and graphic novels you just can't beat that feeling.
It is, and like, you know, Dark Horse spends a lot of time making sure that the quality of it is good too. Like if you're going to have a physical edition, it should be nice. Like, you know, there's some other publishers out there I'm not going to name that maybe their paper is a little flimsy and they don't put a lot of thought into the collections. Again, I'm not naming any names. So it's really nice to kind of get a final product like that that feels good, looks good on the bookshelf. Yeah, I like it.
And that's exactly what you've got with the Allnighter. Do you and Jason have any plans to work on anything else moving forward?
I mean, we're deep into working on volume 2 of it, because we kind of end on a cliffhanger with the first one, and the ComiXology was like, all right, you kind of twisted our arm. We'll give you a volume 2. Yeah, I mean, I'll work with Jason forever if he'll have me. But like I said, he's a real big shot now, so we'll see.
Any ideas about when the collection of volume 2 is going to be out?
I'm not sure. I mean, it all depends on when ComiXology wants to start kind of dropping it.
Yeah.
And when Dark Horse collections need to be solicited. All that just is so outside of my purview. Yeah, like I think we we had to start putting it out digitally because Dark Horse was about to announce it physically.
Yeah,
like that's what actually forced us to actually like, oh, okay, because they were done. They've been done for like a year, and it's like, oh yeah, I guess we actually have to put these out, or else it won't be digital first.
Fantastic. Well, I think that's a glorious combination. So that's the collected edition by the beautiful collected edition by Dark Horse of Allnighter Volume 1 right here, and the ongoing escapades in the ComiXology format. So Chip, thanks for joining me, man. It's always great to see you.
Yeah, great seeing you too, Andrew.
Take care, mate. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you're enjoying watching Forbidden Planet TV and you're enjoying watching us talk to the world's most interesting and accomplished filmmakers, authors, artists, musicians, creators, subscribe right here. See you soon.